We're back. I'm Dave Donaldson. Welcome back to Grip Tips. Today we're talking about the Menace Arm. Okay, so before I go into this tutorial, small disclaimer. I shot my B-roll for this episode during the daytime so that you could see what goes where, and then came back and built it at night to show you the effect that it gives. So during this episode, the lighting is going to change, but you'll get the idea. This Menace Arm rig is pretty common, and they come in a kit for about $120, but that's stating that you have 4 sand or shop bags, a combo stand, 2 to 3 ratchet straps, and speed rail. This rig is used in situations when you'd like to light something from above where there is nothing to attach to and you want the stand to be off camera. For example, maybe you like to give the impression of a light pole where there is no foundation to rig to above. The shot is rather wide, so the objective is to try and boom the light in somehow. In this example, we are using my new car, the 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan, aka Patricia. I don't know why I named my car that, it just felt good. We're going to light Patricia overhead with a 400 watt Diva light just like you saw in my last episode. First things first, let's get our stand in the position by placing one leg of the stand in the direction the light will be boomed out to. This will kind of create a similar effect a C-stand would have when pointing the biggest leg in the direction of the load. Secondly, place the grip head in the orientation of the right hand rule. Once the stand is in position, bag the stand down with 3 sandbags on all 3 legs. Next up, take the centerpiece support post for the Menace Arm and place it into the grip head and slide it backwards. This is placed in the grip head that is flat on the inside. Then slide it back on the ear and tighten the grip head down. Now this next part kind of depends on the size of your speed rail, but in my case I have 2 8-foot pieces that I will have to couple together. The reason I chose 2 pieces instead of one 20-foot piece is that Patricia can only fit so much length. So I'm going to take my first 8-foot piece and I'm going to slide it onto the center post Menace Arm rig. Once I have it to about center of where I want it to be, I'm going to tighten it down, and now we're going to work on the coupling part. Now on the coupler side, I didn't really have a good way to explain this, so hopefully this is kind of showing you exactly what I'm trying to do. But on this side, you're going to slide the coupler on about halfway down the coupler, and then you're going to tighten it down on that side. Then grab your second piece of rail and slide it on until the rail butts up against the other rail inside of the coupler. Then just tighten that side down. Making our way down to the longest end of our arm, we'll take the baby pin side of this and mount it to the very end of our speed rail with the D-ring pointed up. This is pretty important, but we'll get to that in a moment. For now, just tighten this down and move on. You should also take note that most Menace Arm rigs have a baby pin side and a junior pin side. Depending on the light that you are using will determine what side will go on what end. Since a Diva only requires a 5/8 baby pin, that's what we're going to be using. Now on the back end of the Menace Arm, we'll be putting on the junior side the exact same way that we did the other side by making sure the D-ring is always pointed up. Okay, so let's move on to why that's important. You're going to start attaching ratchet straps end to end to end, meaning you'll attach a ratchet strap from the front D-ring to the center post and ratcheting that down, then attaching another ratchet strap from the center post to the back D-ring and ratcheting that down. Now after you've done that, take your light of choice and get it ready on the long end of the Menace Arm, opening it up, maybe throwing on some diffusion, grip clipping the cable to the arm just to keep everything nice, tidy, and out of the shot. Since I had no one to help me, I had to do this by myself. I first put a sandbag on the back of the arm, then take a ratchet strap and connect it to the bottom of the stand with the ratchet side. Most combo stands have a hole on the very bottom for this reason. As you can see, I am able to stick the hook into the bottom of the riser and walk away. Then with the strap side, connect the hook to the D-ring and slide the strap through the ratchet. While pulling on the strap, pull down on the back of the Menace Arm. Your light should now take off from the ground, and now you can move it into position. Now once you have found a spot that you want the light to stay in, work your way toward the ratchet while holding the strap, and start ratcheting until the ratchet strap is now supporting the position of the light. Add some half hitches or cock and balls just to dress up the slack of the straps. Check to make sure that your grip head is nice and tight, and you're done. Now granted, I had to jack up the ISO on my camera to show you the effect that this gives, but it gives a ton of space for your actors when trying to light them from overhead. It's a very dirty rig, but it's used heavily in the industry today, and the next time that you need a light overhead and you don't have the money to rent a Condor, think Menace Arm. But sadly, that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys liked that rig. I enjoyed building that rig. I feel like with all the grip equipment, every time I go to build something, my favorite rigs are the ones that just get even crazier and complex. Those are my favorite type of rigs. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you liked today's video, please let me know in the comment section below. You could also follow me on my Twitter right here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time right here on Grip Tips.